There's an old Yiddish proverb that says, I'm sorry, my Yiddish is a little rusty. Der Mensch tracht und Gott lacht. Man plans and God laughs. It's one of those sayings that sounds humorous, maybe even cynical, but it carries the very heart of our faith. That laughter is not a cruel laughter. It's not God mocking our dreams. It's the laughter of a parent watching a child take life so seriously and yet missing the cosmic joke that the universe isn't quite ours to control. That laughter first appears in Parashah Vayera. Abraham is sitting at the entrance of his tent when three mysterious guests appear. Call them messengers, angels, divine reflections, or my favorite, avatars. And one of them tells Sarah that she will have a child. Now, both Abraham and Sarah are advanced in age. Abraham is 99 and Sarah 89 according to the text. So at hearing this news of pregnancy and giving birth, Sarah laughs. She laughs inwardly, we're told, not out loud, but within herself. A private, almost embarrassed laugh. It could be said it is the laugh of disbelief. She says, after I am worn out and my husband is old, shall I have pleasure? It's the laugh that says, that's not how life works anymore. That's not possible. And then, almost tenderly, God asks, why did Sarah laugh? It's as though God is smiling too, not angry, not offended, but amused by how small our sense of possibility can be. Is anything too wondrous for the Lord? God answers. And when a year later Sarah gives birth to that long-promised son, she names him Yitzchak. He will laugh. Because now it is not she who laughs at God, but God who laughs through her. God has made laughter for me, she says, and all who hear will laugh with me. Sarah's laughter moved from disbelief to joy, from cynicism to astonishment. That's the journey of faith itself. It begins with us saying, that cannot be. And it ends, if we stay open, with the realization, how could it be otherwise? We begin by laughing at the absurdity of hope, and then we end up laughing with God at the wonder of reality. But what is this laughter really? Freud called laughter the liberation of psychic energy. It is what happens when the tension between what we expect and what actually happens finally breaks. In that instant, something inside us is released. The body relaxes, the soul exhales, and reason steps aside to make room for wonder. In a way, Freud's insight parallels the Hasidic teachings that laughter comes when the truth breaks through the screen of reason. It's the soul's way of saying, hey, I surrender. That is why laughter appears so often in moments of discomfort and surprise. We have heard sometimes laughter at funerals, in hospitals, in awkward silences, because something deep in us knows that laughter is the bridge between despair and endurance. It's the sound of the heart refusing to collapse. For us Jews, laughter has been our secret weapon for survival, our most reliable form of protest and prayer. When the world has laughed at us, we have learned to laugh back out of defiance, out of a faith that even in darkness there is absurdity and therefore there is life. It is no accident that so many of the world's great comedians have been Jewish. From Sholem Aleichem to the Marx Brothers, from Milton Berle, Sid Caesar, Jackie Mason, Buddy Hackett, Jack Benny, Mel Brooks and Carl Reiner, to Joan Rivers, Billy Crystal, Jerry Seinfeld, Larry David, Adam Sandler, Sarah Silverman, Sacha Baron Cohen, and so many others. I'm sorry I didn't mention your favorite ones. From vaudeville to SNL, Jewish humor has always carried more than just jokes. Every punchline contains a small theology of endurance. Life is unpredictable, but we're still here. Maybe that is what God's laughter sounds like when spoken through human lips. A refusal to let tragedy have the last word. From the first waves of Jewish immigrants arriving on America's shores with little more than hope and a suitcase, to the survivors who rebuilt their lives from the ashes of Europe, laughter became one of our greatest tools of reconstruction. It was the language of resilience. In Israel, too, even after unspeakable loss and fear, humor remains a sign of life, sharp, ironic, and to its society, healing. To laugh after tragedy is not to forget. It is to declare that we're still capable of joy, that despair does not define us. Jewish laughter has never been naive. It is defiant, mature, born out of pain, but refusing to surrender to it. It turns tears into strength. That is why, even after the wounds of Israel's last 2 years, our people can still make each other smile, because laughter is how we begin to rebuild the world. Perhaps that is why the child of Abraham and Sarah is named for their laughter. Yitzchak, Isaac. It's a reminder that holiness sometimes begins with humor. His very name says that joy is what makes faith possible in the first place. So maybe when we say, man plants and God laughs, we can hear it differently. Not as resignation, but as reverence. Laughter can be the holiest response that we can have to the mysteries of life. It can be a way of saying, I don't understand this, but trust that something larger is at work. It's how the human heart participates in divine imagination. May we all, like Sarah, learn to laugh again, even when the promise seems impossible. And may it echo through our lives as a sound of hope, of healing, and of faith. Because perhaps when we laugh with God, redemption also begins.